Welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us for yet another review. We are reviewing the documentary on Senzo Meyiwa that is currently on Netflix. Mr. Anonymous, we are on episode 4.
Yeah.
It's called A New Theory.
Mm-hmm.
But before I like to delve deep, I like putting out this disclaimer. It's very important. This is not for any malicious intent or to say that we can prove the case. No, we are reviewing the documentary as viewers. We are not pinpointing or trying to solve the case. We are analyzing from a viewer's perspective the facts of the documentary.
Yeah. There are two theories that we look at here.
And before I like to introduce what we can expect with this review. What we can expect is like a new theory ngambela, because information is now being deviated away a little bit from what was happening, but we are introduced to Beriru's tweets that kind of like pressed and put pressure on whatever forces that were meant to be handling this matter to really get moving. So Beriru came out with these tweets. It was in 2018. Every Sunday, there was an update after update after update. And in one of the tweets, Beriru said Senzo Meyiwa was shot trying to protect Kelly Khumalo.
Yeah.
He's saying that Londe Longwetwala walked in and was fighting with Zandi in the house. And then Senzo, Bati Longwe took direction at Kelly Khumalo with the gun and Senzo. But then Senzo covered Kelly, and that's when Longwe fired the shot. That is what one of the tweets said.
Okay.
Happened.
All right.
So let's discuss this. What do you think could be?
So now there are two theories. It's not. I would not say it's new theory according to me, because it's been going that way in any case. So it's an intruder theory, which is a theory that is being told by people who were inside the house, right? And then there's this now new theory that is introduced by Mansberry.
Yeah.
And that theory, I wouldn't say it is out of line, in a sense that there are a few things that, if you look at the first theory of an intruder to this theory, they are common. In that they said when the intruder came in, Senzo protected Kelly. And then this one also saying Senzo was protecting Kelly. So except now it's a different story. It's no longer an intruder. It is someone who was inside. Now you look at to maybe to support this theory, you look at what Tumelo said. Tumelo said that from the first episode, if you remember, he said that I thought
They were joking.
Do you understand that?
I remember
I thought
that.
they were joking. In my mind, I would think that someone you think they are joking is someone you know. Someone
That's with you.
you don't think that they would actually do what they are doing. It's like me standing up and fighting with someone in the house that we are together drinking, or we're doing something, and then all of a sudden someone says something and then we fight. So that is the story that I would like to also look at, because if someone comes in a house and I'm in a house and that person I don't know is carrying a gun, I'm not gonna think that person is joking. No way. I will start thinking that that person is joking when they have said they are joking, because I don't know you. I don't know you. So I'm not saying that obviously that's a theory, but I'm saying that if you look at what was said along these episodes,
Yes.
you kind of feel that also might be part of the truth. You cannot help but to feel that might be part of the truth. Obviously, I'm not an expert in this.
Yeah. What about the cell phone? Only one cell phone was taken.
Only one cell phone was taken.
And
Now,
Kelly had 3 and everyone else had their cell phone. So there were close to 10 cell phones.
a minimum of 10. They
Minimum of
Mzilikazi
10.
said. So this is where I would have a problem with one cell phone being taken. If you listen to Senzo's sister saying that Kelly called and she couldn't hear Kelly, what she was saying, probably she was
Yes.
crying and all that.
Yes.
And then the husband assisted in that manner by taking the phone and listening, and then the story was told that Senzo has been shot mistakenly.
Yes.
Yes.
And
then
he was trying to break up a fight between Zandi and her boyfriend.
yes. And then number 2, this is my thinking. I would assume that the phone that was taken is the phone that made all these calls. Number 2, it's the call that went to Senzo's wife,
Mandisa.
That is also a phone that would worry me also, because I would need all these records of what was said on this phone. As a person who's really investigating and interested in this, I would really be interested in knowing what was said on this phone and who was on the other side of the phone, of Kelly's phone, who was talking to Mandisa at the time. And if we can determine that, then we're getting closer to who did all this. And then the other call that was made is that one of Chico. As this is from Mzilikazi, according to Mzilikazi in the document.
Yes.
Mzilikazi is a journalist. So those 3 calls are the calls that are most, I think they are very, very, very close to this case.
Important.
And you need to pay a close look into this cause. So now the question that I would like to pose is that the phone that was taken by the intruders, was it that phone or a different phone?
That's very important. That's the question we need to answer.
Yeah.
And why make a phone call to your producer?
The same question that was asked by
Mzilikazi,
the journalist. It surprises me also. I understand why you would call Senzo's wife.
Yes.
Again, I understand why you would call Senzo's sister.
Yes.
But I do not understand why you would call Chico Twala.
That's very weird and strange.
Not unless if you fear something, maybe you need an advice. But that being said, why don't you go straight to the police?
Why?
Why do you need to get an advice first and then to have time and to call 3 people?
Couldn't you have called an ambulance somewhere in between, or the police?
Because Chico, in an interview, said that he was told to come to hospital because when Kelly was recording, Senzo was there. So I would assume he became a family by so doing.
Maybe.
But again, 3 people. You have time to call 3 people. It's like me saying that, I don't see how it happens, because once someone is shot, once someone is about to pass away.
First instinct is the police, right?
Yeah.
First instinct.
Yeah.
10-111.
Yeah. That's maybe, or the ambulance.
Or the ambulance.
Those are the 2 calls that I would have made. Yeah.
How, moving on, what's the next point that you wanted us to discuss?
I think the next point was that it's a question in my side.
Yeah.
On my side.
Yeah.
If maybe Senzo's sister still has that phone and the SIM card,
Yeah.
isn't it evidence
Isn't there a
enough?
way that calls can be retrieved from those many years?
I think there is a way. There is a way. Companies, they have a backup storage. Like, for instance, if you make a call with any company, you want to buy some, or they are selling you something, they keep such information, no matter how many customers they have. So they will always change servers create a new server, and then if that one is full, create a new one. That's what they are doing basically.
All right.
Yeah.
So maybe that call can be retrieved.
If I would say if this was America,
Yeah.
that call can be received, it can be retrieved. But
In South
Africa, it's
Hey, 8 years is a long time.
yeah.
Eish. Well, let's move on to the second scenario where Mzilikazi describes the relationship that was happening between Longwe. He describes this as a 2x2. Or It was Kelly, it was Senzo, it was Zandi, it was Mtogo.
Yeah.
And they were living in Senzo's flat in Malberton. Longwe was curious about this. He was bothered by this. And he showed.
You see, with Longwe, it becomes a very difficult situation, because you have to look at, when I said at the beginning, first episode, when he said he came in peace, I questioned that. Is why would you need to say you came in peace if you are telling the story in any case? Why would you say I came in peace?
Why is that important?
Why is that
Came in
peace important? And you would see when Longwe is actually explaining the whole process of what happened in the room, and when he was trying to protect everyone and ran out.
Yes.
So this is where now Longwe
That's contradicting.
is contradicting himself and putting himself out of the action. But yet, when you listen to what happened, I left my phone inside. I couldn't call the police when I was running out to get help, and then again, my phone was with
In my
me.
pocket.
That's why it was not taken.
It was in my pocket. The criminals didn't take it. And well done to Maschaba, though. I mean,
Yeah, that was.
that is a skill.
Yeah, it made the situation very difficult for Ulong.
You
to
mean the
come back.
criminals certain no, the phone was in my pocket.
Yeah.
Haibo.
Then all of a sudden, when you have to, why didn't you call the police? Because my phone was left inside
The house.
in that house.
I was running, trying to look for help.
But you see, if you want to tell the story in a certain way, already there are phones that were not taken inside the house. As we said in the beginning, that there's like a minimum of 10
Yes.
of cell phones that were in that house.
Yes.
You could have said you left your phone inside and they couldn't take it because maybe it was under the sofa or something like that. It would make sense. Then saying you left with the phone and the phone was left, or the phone was left inside, the phone was with you. That's a contradiction of your statements. So
In a span of 5
now,
minutes.
on the issue of why I would be angry myself if my girlfriend was with guys.
Yes. And Bati Senzo said they shouldn't pick up Longwe's phone calls.
So I would be angry in a sense that it's 4 people, 2 guys, 1 woman, 2 women actually. Yeah. So I would be angry because that's like 2 by 2.
Exactly.
And they are in one room. Now, do I believe that they were sleeping on the sofa? No.
Mtogo said he was sleeping on the couch.
It could be true that they were sleeping on the couch.
And Zandi was sleeping in the other bedroom, and Senzo and Kelly obviously in another bedroom.
Come on.
You don't believe that?
I don't believe that.
Okay.
I don't believe that. 2 guys who were always together, and chemistry develops there. And probably you guys are having fun, you're drinking, and all of a sudden, it's rare to have party poopers in that situation. It's not a big circle. It's like 4 people in the house.
Well, let me further narrate what was happening. Gutiwa Longwe was very hostile with the guys. And Longwe only greeted Kelly's mom when he went into the house. And Umtogo says something that really made me like, he said, Bengathi kudlula ithunzi lokufa. Ingilosi yokufa.
Yeah.
So it was like an angel of death was passing when Longwe was passing Yo.
Now that's someone explaining someone who was angry. Do you understand? So the part of I came in peace, I still question it. Because if that's how Mtogo is explaining how he
Hey,
saw
that
you,
description, guys.
that description is very difficult to ignore when such thing happen afterwards.
Exactly.
So it's do we believe Mtogo? Yes, I do believe Mtogo, and why I would believe Mtogo is because Mtogo left early.
Yeah.
So if anything was really concorded,
He wouldn't
Mtogo
have been
didn't become part of that thing. That is my theory.
Your theory,
Yeah.
your opinion.
In my
guys.
opinion, obviously, I was not there. I'm also
Let's move on to Tumelo. Tumelo
Yeah.
is very interesting to me. Tumelo, to me, ufana nolongwe. He contradicts himself quite a lot. And there's a police officer who's anonymous who said that Tumi was very frantic. They caught him immediately after the incident outside. And he told them that someone who shot Senzo was inside with them in the house. So how do we move that to him now in the end, denying and saying there was nobody in the house? Meanwhile, remember the first episode, what he said? He said, I thought he was playing.
yeah.
And then there's another piece of information where the police officer says that Zandi came, as they were busy speaking to Tumi, Zandi came and pulled Tumelo away from them. And they were shouting at Tumelo. It looked like he did something he was not supposed to do.
Yeah, that is when there is something that you need to hide, obviously, and you need time, obviously, to have these things and to have this coaching. And when something has happened, you can't just now be able to know what you need to say. So pulling Tumelo away, it is a sign of someone who's hiding something. This is my opinion. It is a sign of someone who's hiding something. And it's a pity that you obviously have the rankings, because if that was the case, I would assume this police was supposed to actually pull Longwe aside, because now that is part of evidence. If someone is being taken away, you are supposed to use the law to pull that person aside and say, you can have a talk with these people. We are moving you away from these people. If really there was a proper investigation that was
took
done.
place. Okay, now we're moving to the general, Shadrack
Shetrexby,
and his relationship with Chico Twala.
which is there but not there.
It's very questionable.
Yeah, because Umzilikazi says they hired a private investigator, which is now Shetrek and Chico Twala.
Yes.
Yeah.
To find men's not
men's-
buried.
Yeah. Now, Chico Twala is heard saying, how can I buy all this police? How much do I need to have? But if we are capable of hiring a private investigator to find someone, which God knows, I want to know what would have happened should you have find that person.
And finding someone on Twitter requires IT expertise that
Yes.
are very expensive.
Yes. Why didn't you not go and report this person?
To
Open
the
the
police
case.
and open a case.
Why do you need a private investigator to find the person? If it is true what is said on this documentary that you did indeed
Try to find men's not buried at all.
and why do you need to team up with a police, someone who's got
General
more resources
of the
Hawks to actually go and find this person in a right way? Why do you need to team up with that person on the side? This is where now the relationship is questioned.
But they did not denounce or deny the fact that they are friends.
the fact. It's not the fact.
It's not a fact, but the allegation that they are friends.
Yeah.
They did not dispute it. Neither of them disputed it. None of them said, I am not friends with Chico Twala, or I am not friends with Shadrach.
But for you to team up to find someone in a very high-profile case.
And Men's Not Beriroru also alleged that Shadrach was paid 2 million by Chico Twala.
Yeah. Now, how do you dispute that after you've teamed up? How do you dispute Intoye Sangoma being taken away
By men
by
that
the
were
so-called police that couldn't be identified in a sense? How do you dispute that after you've done all that? If you did.
How? How do you dispute that?
It's very disturbing. It is very disturbing. And then you go further. You hear what now the line of singing the same song. Shadrach says, how can you not believe what you find on a scene if the friends are hysterically crying, and friends of Senzo, by the way, are hysterically crying and they are saying one thing. Okay? And then Chico Twala also says, Longwe was not friends with Senzo's friends.
Yes,
he
he
had never seen them before.
Yes.
That is now
How
questionable.
do you know that, Mr. Chico Twala?
That is now questionable. Now you look back at when Mtokozi said when Chico entered, it was like someone the angel of the Longwe entered. It was like the angel of the. He didn't say I didn't know Longwe. Well, Longwe is well known as a singer at some point.
Yes,
yeah. But it is really disturbing. Of now you both Shadrach and Chico are heard saying almost similar thing. Why didn't the friends tell if there's something that they were hiding? It's like you know that the friends are not gonna say anything.
Exactly. That's what I denounced. In my opinion, I felt like it's like you know that they are not supposed to say anything.
Yeah. So you
and
always
they will never say anything.
Yeah, you always push to that direction. So
the pressure.
As for though Shadrach as a senior police, as a senior investigator, to rely on the fact that the friends were crying hysterically, isn't that as an investigator you are taught to read certain things different?
Body language
and all that. To come with that theory, it sort of defeats the purpose of the police in that sense.
Our police system, guys.
That then being said, that would be on my side.
Yeah, Sifiso also said that at some point Monde and Dumi were drunk. And one of them said, no, it was long, but he didn't have anything more tangible than just that, I guess. But then, after the father passed away, Sam Meyiwa, may his soul rest in peace, Sfiso decided to go and team up with AfriForum and Gidli. Now we have 5 suspects. And that's where this episode ends.
It disturbs me that we are only seeing change when certain people have entered the case and are pushing. Now there's movement. Meaning that what about us, normal citizens?
Who don't have those type of connections.
Yeah. And then you get 5 of suspects.
When everyone says 2, others say 3,
and
others
then
said 1.
I think
we have 5 now.
Ketlos told is heard they're saying there might be one who pulled the trigger.
Yes.
There. Yeah. It's
a mess.
It's a mess, man.
It's a mess. Guys, I feel like at this point we are done. We'll review the very last part next time. And thank you so much for joining us. Please don't forget to like the video and share your comments down below.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye.